This is Kenneth Turan of the Los Angeles Times, and this is my DVD pick of the week. I'm a big fan of Westerns, so I'm happy to report that two classic Westerns from the 1940s have been brought out in spanking new Blu-ray DVD editions. The most famous one is She Wore a Yellow Ribbon. It's from Warner Brothers, and it's directed by John Ford, the great Western director. It's part of his Cavalry trilogy. It's shot in Monument Valley, some stunning scenery. In fact, the cinematography won an Oscar. It was that good. It stars John Wayne, as these films often do. He plays a cavalry officer on his last tour of duty. Wayne had to wear makeup that aged him 20 years to play the part.
Easy, boy. Let's go.
It's right over Queen's heart, Nathan. It's got to come out.
Well?
It's a risky operation at best. Can you halt?
You know I can't.
For 30 minutes, Nathan. 20 minutes. For a man's life.
Doctor, I couldn't give you 5 minutes. Not if it was my own son. Quane's a soldier. You'll have to take a soldier's risks.
He knows that. I'm the one that's begging.
I'll give you all I can.
Troopers! Dismount, lead! Thank you, Nathan.
Hold your cap in the ranks!
The other film from the folks at Kino Lorber is from 1943. There's a new 4K restoration of it. It's called The Oxbow Incident. It's also quite a famous Western. It stars Henry Fonda. It's kind of a cautionary tale about lynching, about the perils of a mob mentality, about how those kind of things can go terribly, terribly wrong. It's directed by William Wellman, and it will really leave an impression.
Well, we must be pretty important, or else awfully dangerous.
It ain't that you're so dangerous, it's just that most of the men ain't never seen a real triple hanging.
A hanging? Well, what have we done? Aren't you even going to tell us what we're accused of?
Rustling. Ever hear of it?
Rustling.
And murder.
Murder.
Mr. Martin, what did we do?
It's all right, Dad. There's some mistake.
Remember me? He's talking to you, mister.
No, sir.
He don't speak English. I got a different notion.
I'll make him talk.
That'll do, finally.
Listen, your wife had enough of your playing God Almighty. Who picked you for this job, anyhow? We got him, I say, let's swing him before we all freeze to death.
If you're cold, here's the fire. Warm yourself. And I advise you to control your tongue, too. We'll get along better. Who's boss of this outfit?
I am.
And your name?
Donald Martin.
Where you from?
Pike's Hole.
That's a lie.
This gentleman's from Pike's Hole. Would you like to change your story?
I just moved in 3 days ago. I'm on Dave Baker's place up in the North End.
Dave Baker moved out 4 years ago, and the place is a wreck. The barns are all falling down, the sagebrush is sticking up through the porch.
Well, I bought the place from him for $4,000 in Los Angeles last month.
Then, mister, you was robbed.
That may be. Surely it's not so far to Pike's Hole that you can't go over there and find out. My wife's there right now. And my 2 kids.
That's really too bad. Just too bad.
Well, even in this godforsaken country, I've got a right to a trial.
You're getting a trial that 28 are the only kind of judges murderers and rustlers get in what you call this godforsaken country.
So far, the jury don't like your story.
Well, I'm not going to say another word without a proper hearing.
Suit yourself, son. But this is all the hearing you're likely to get, short of the last judgment.
Have you any cattle up here with you?
Hey, Mr. Martin,